Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Imam Sahib is saying that by the grace of God, the dars of the traditions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ in the month of Ramadan continues. These are the traditions of our guide, our advisors, our advisor, our mercy to all mankind. His sayings are being recalled here, and it feels like the Holy Prophet ﷺ has explained matters with much percipience, and he has informed us of them. In today's tradition, the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, says that a Muslim should always keep in mind that if he sees anything bad that's happening, he should always try to stop it with his hand. So this tradition is something which should always be remembered by every believer for the sake of the reformation of society. So the translation of the entire tradition is that, O believers, the person among you who sees something evil, he should not keep quiet and he should not ignore it. What he should do is he should try to stop it, try to reform it with his hand, and if he's not able to do so, then he should stop it with his tongue. And if he doesn't have the strength to do that, then at least he should stop it in his heart. So, and then the Holy Prophet ﷺ says at the end, فَذَلِكَ أَزَفُ الْإِيمَانِ, that this is the weakest form of faith, weakest status of faith. So this tradition tells us a very beautiful manner of the reformation of society, and it is a great form of guidance to us all. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ has so advised us that wherever you go, when you are walking around, if you see something which is disliked, which is against the Sharia of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and it contradicts with the teachings of Islam, what should we do? Some people, when they see something bad, they ignore it and walk on, and they think, what does this have to do with me? If someone has done something bad, why should I care about it? If someone has done something wrong, they continue on their own path. But this method is not right. The Holy Prophet ﷺ's instruction to us is that it's an obligation of a believer that when he sees something or hears something that is bad, then he should act quickly. And the quick action has been explained to us, which is that either one of these methods should be adopted by a person, however much is possible for him, he should do. So the first action should be that he should try to reform it with his hand. He should try to fix it by using his hand. So if he can interfere in it and try to stop someone from doing something wrong, but it doesn't mean that we should scold someone or humiliate someone. We should very gently, with love and kindness, we should try to reform someone so that the person should neither repeat that mistake, and whatever has already happened, he should try to reform himself. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that if he cannot do this much, then at least he should stop that evil with his tongue. So sometimes it is difficult to stop something by hand, or sometimes some people may think that they're too weak to do so. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that if he can't do so, then at least he should stop something with his tongue, because everyone knows how to talk. Allah has granted us the capacity to speak, so we should, with love and graciousness, we should advise people and try to stop them from doing something evil. So this is to reform someone with the mouth, And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that if he cannot even do this, that he cannot stop someone even with his mouth, that he doesn't have the strength, then at least from his heart he should try to reform that, or he should try to consider it to be something wrong. He should regard it as being against the Sharia of Islam, and he should think that this is not right. Though Allah has mentioned in the Holy Quran, or the traditions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ have stopped people from doing that particular act, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this is the weakest form of faith, that if everyone just feels something is bad in their hearts, if every person does that, and they just have this feeling arising in their heart that this is a wrong act, then this is this weak form of faith will not result in proper reformation of the society. So, but the least you should do is to consider to yourself that it is something wrong. So then you should at least pray for that person in this regard, that may Allah protect that person from committing such acts in the future, and he should walk on the right path. So to stop someone with the heart is something which the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this was the lowest form of faith, that one should think of it as being something bad, and he should think that because of some weakness he cannot reform by his hand or his tongue. So this is what he should adopt. However, a believer should try to adopt the best form of action. He should practice. He should adopt excellent standards. But if he cannot do so, like if he cannot stop that with his hand or his tongue, then the least is to stop it in your heart. So these are the three principles that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has taught us for the reformation of society. And if all of us analyze ourselves, and if we keep this in mind, and whenever we see something bad happening to our left or to our right, which is against the Sharia of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and then he adopts one of these three manners, then the society can be reformed, it can be bettered. But before doing just the minimum, he should try to stop it with his hand or with his tongue. You should have the guts and the confidence to speak to someone and try to reform them. Imam Sahib is saying that you should not obviously use your hand or your tongue to humiliate someone or to make them upset. We should, in a good way, we should, in a proper way, in a gentle way, you should take preventative. You should try to take preventative measures, and just to prevent it. To try and prevent it just by praying for someone or by thinking that it is something ill. This is the minimum form of faith. So this is a very comprehensive advice, that whenever you see something which is against the Quran or Islam, then to keep quiet and walk away is not right. This will not lead to a reformation of the society. Indeed, it will increase the evil. Indeed, it may increase the evil deed, and people may continue to perform it. The next section of this dars is that the Imam Sahib is presenting the second hadith, which has been taken from a companion, Abu Yusuf bin Abdullah bin Salam. He said that he heard the Holy Prophet ﷺ say that I heard him state that, Ya ayyuhan nasu, O people, afshu salama, you should spread salam. That means that when you meet someone, you should say salam to them, and if you meet someone else, you should say salam to them. If someone says salam to you, you should answer it, so much so that when you are entering your home, even at that time, you must say salam. And the other thing that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said was what atamatama, that feed people. Imam Sahib says in every society there are people who even who eat food out of a dustbin. They are compelled to do so. So atamatama reminds us that you should offer people food and you should feed them. Wasilul arhama, and the next good deed the Holy Prophet reminded us of is to try to fix relations with relatives. You should keep them strong and you should take care of them. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Wasallu wa nasa niyaman, and you should pray even at such times when people are usually asleep, and they are not awake. And the result of this is, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that because of adopting these good deeds, you will be able to enter the heaven of the pleasure of Allah. So these three good deeds are such which must be done regularly, and we should remember them and you should spread them in the society. May Allah enable us to do so. Ameen.